Hello, welcome to my channel. Once again, I want to make a video that will outline my expectations for the week, for the coming week, what I usually do on every Sunday before market opening, weekly market outlook. Last week we had quite an interesting we had an amazing week because some of the pairs that I called out actually give us entries and played out quite well. One of the currency pairs that I looked at last week was Euro USD. Then it was right here on Sunday evening, like this, before market opening, and I did state that if we have a push upward and a retracement, that we should look for an entry, taking the market to this level. The reason being because there was an impulse. The way the market moves, when there is an impulse like this, you expect a retracement before a continuation. But instead of a pullback or a retracement, we saw that the market started making this, started going lower. And in course of doing so, it produced what we usually call a channel, a descending channel. So the expectation was that it was going to go higher, give us a retracement, and then give us a buying opportunity to take it up to this level or even up to this point here. But that didn't happen. The market continued descending throughout. So because it did not do exactly what we expected, so there was no entry, no trade was lost. So it is going into the new week. We see that the market hasn't broken the channel. The opportunity hasn't gone out. The opportunity is still there. In fact, it is even looking better because the market descended, and on Friday, before the close of market, we saw attempts that the market made to want to break out of the channel, which is a good sign that what we were expecting it to do at this point last week, that we may see just that in the coming week. So, like I did point out last week, I want to see, usually before I start looking for an entry, when I identify a move, whether upward or downward, an impulsive move like this, and I usually expect a retracement. And to confirm that we are actually going to have a retracement, I want to see, I usually like seeing in the case of when the market is going downward, I like seeing this descending channel. It is one of the forest patterns that I actually look at for, especially when I want to go the opposite direction of the market. So I want to see that push. I want to see that push. I still want to see that push that will break this last high that the market produced here before it went lower. So I want to see that push above this high. It will go above very impulsively. It could be even something like this. That gives me an indication that the bulls want to take the market upward. So when that happens, when I have a move above this last high here, I'm not satisfied with what I'm seeing right now. I'm not satisfied. Though it has broken this channel, I want to see more of an impulsive move that will take out this high, and then a pullback that will give me an entry for riding the market, possibly up to this level. So just like I stated last week, that if we get that move, if we get that complete setup that gives us an entry, we are looking at riding this market to almost 300 pips, which is that's why I'm still very much focused on this, looking at it, seeing what it is actually doing. And the additional confirmation that is usually when we see the market producing a descending or an ascending channel, we can use the RSI to confirm, to serve as more reasons why we should be looking at going the opposite direction. Like here, we see the market going down, but the RSI was not going down. It was actually going up. So that's what we call divergence. So it adds additional confluence, gives you more reason why you should actually want to take the trade. So you want to look out for these things. So another pair that so for Euro USD, you want to see this push higher above this level here. I want to see the push above this level, then the retracement. So it will go this way, then come back for a push upward. Then I'm still looking at Eurnzd, the Euro pairs. Eurnzd. For 2 consecutive weeks now, I've featured this pair in my weekly outlook. Right from when it started making this move downward, I've been featuring it in my weekly outlook. So last week, I did mention that I was expecting it because there is liquidity below these levels here. So then, as at the market was around this level, here. But I did mention that I expected the market to come lower and take out the liquidity that was resting below this low here, this low. That was why I placed this horizontal line here, that the market was going to, I expected it to come lower, take out the liquidity that exists in terms of stop losses and sell stops. So the market did just that. So right now, what I'm expecting, the big move in this Euro NZD is actually going to be a sell. But if you, depending on where you are in your journey, you can actually take advantage, because we've seen the market go impulsively lower, that made an impulsive move lower on a higher time frame. So we've seen this move lower. So normally the market doesn't move just in one direction that way. No, it moves impulse, correction, and then continuation. That's how the market moves. Just in simple understanding, the market will make an impulsive move, then it will pull back, and then give us a continuation. So the big move, structurally, the big move is in this Euro NZD is a sell, because we have this high and this low. So whatever is happening inside of this high and this low, does not invalidate the the cell that we are in. We're actually inside a cell. So that was why I have been focusing on this pair for this is the third time. This is the third week that I'm looking at this pair, because just like I've been mentioning, we saw an impulsive move downward. Then this is the retracement. This is the retracement, or the what some persons call pullback. And then after that, we expect a continuation. The market returning back to this original sell. So we've gotten the impulse, we've gotten the continuation. Now we've gotten the pullback or the retracement. Now we are now going or returning back to the original sell. And of course, it will not just come straight ahead. It will still be making that impulse continuation on the lower time frame. So we have had this impulse that has even broken this last low. The last lower high here has been taken out by this move. So going into the new week, what I actually want to see is an impulse. So let's observe very critically. Let's observe very critically. We'll see that in course of after the impulsive move, if we notice, we'll see that the market is now forming what we had in our Euro USD as the descending channel that I mentioned. That's what the market is also forming here. So when you train your eyes to recognize these patterns in the market, when you train your eyes to recognize them, you see that you will be able to know when the market is going the opposite direction. So we've already gotten the descending channel, and our RSI is also forming a divergence. While the market is going high, our RSI, or what we call momentum, is going higher. So guys, just pay attention. So you see, price that can be manipulated is going lower. Meanwhile, momentum, the RSI, in this case, we are using the RSI is going higher. So that is divergence. So going into the week, I want to see, because we have to we have to, depending on your level of training. So you want to, you can trade both directions. You can buy knowing the market is about to buy. You can also know when it's about to sell. So in this case now, I'm expecting a buy, even though we are in a bearish market. The internal structure is bearish. The external has now returned also to bearish. But now we want to, the market is about making a retracement. So I want to also see a push. The market, I want to see a push above these highs. Horizontal ray. Yeah. I want to see a push above these highs. It could come lower as much as this. It could go up to this. But I just want to see a push outside that will take out these highs. That will give me the confirmation I need, in addition to the divergence I've seen. And so I want to see a pullback pull back, and then the continuation higher. You could see price get as high as this level here. Price could go as high as this level or even to this level, as high as here or even here, depending. Now, guys, let's say we are able to closely follow this. We are in for when price gets to this point, 360 to 363. It will take 1 week. It will take 3 weeks to get that, which is not, which is pretty impressive, because a lot of persons struggle to get 20 pips. So even 2 weeks, for example, you are able to from a particular trade setup, just one pair, you are able to uh, gather as much as 350 to 360 pips from just one pair. That's quite impressive. So we might get as high as 360 to 400 pips from these retracements that we are expecting the market to make. So the Euro Euro JPY Euro JPY from our last week analysis is still running. So I still maybe we just have a pull, and then I'm expecting the market to still get to this level. So for now, I'm not what are the things I actually do look at for when I want to get a trade. So I think I've even collapsed all uh, the trades I entered on this pair, but I still expect it to get to this level going into the week. Then Nzdcad. Nzdcad for last week, if we had entered the trade here, you would have actually taken our stop loss. But going into the new week, going into the new week, uh, I think I like this impulsive move that it produced here. Let me see. Okay, that's really not necessary. But the idea is just the same. I'm just trying to give us simple setups that we can actually look for and use it to execute trades. Like the same concept, the same concept. We had an impulse. We had the market going lower. We expected it to make a pullback. It started forming a descending channel, though uh, gave us a kind of an entry, took out, came to take out the liquidity. So the liquidity was actually taken out here by the market coming lower. So meaning that nothing is left downward. So, and on Thursday, it did produce this impulsive move that took out took out this, took out these highs here. The highs that we are. So guys, it took out the highs there. So if we have to kind of so the highs here we are actually taking out, which shows intention. It shows intention. So I'll actually be looking out for. So I will be looking out for. I've changed over. So I will be looking out for a retracement. So if I get a pullback down to this, possibly this level here. So if I get a pullback to this level here, I want to ride it. I want to ride it down to possibly above these levels here. I want to take it above these levels. So if we get a pullback, a kind of pullback to here, then we should look at entry above here and possibly to this point. So let's see how that plays out. That's about 160 pips move if it did give us an entry. So let's look at for that. Then going Usdcad. Usdcad Usdcad on Thursday did make this impulsive move that took out all the liquidity that were actually lying above these highs here. It's been for, you see the market got to this point, dropped, got to this point, dropped, got to this point, dropped. So for most persons, they will be expecting that that when the market comes back to that level, they will want to start selling that it got down here, it got down here, it got down here. But no, guys, that's not this point now. Serving as well, most persons see as support is actually a liquidity level where the people who control the market want to run through that level to take out all the liquidity that is lying above there. So that's why we saw this run through. That's why we saw that run through. So back then, you see, I indicated here that is liquidity, is money that is lying there. So definitely they want to run through that, and that's exactly what happened on Thursday. So I want to, if I get a pull, it is price has almost pulled back, just like I've been mentioning that Normally, when we have an impulsive move, we expect a pullback. So that has actually happened. So I want to keep an eye on this to see how uh, possibly how the market reacts on market opening on Sunday, and then carefully look at it on Monday, and then I will actually decide whether to just let it go, or depending on how the setup is, how the candles are behaving, I will know if it is something that I want to maybe take higher above this level, or if the market is reversing. So if on Sunday evening maybe I see a very big move that begins to take out these lows here, then I'll know that takes out this low, then I know to simply tell me that the trend of the market has changed, that they just ran liquidity above the highs, and drove the market down. So I will keep an eye on that, and possibly within the week I'm going to update us on that. Then for Euro Usdchf, Usdchf actually did play out to the micro pips. 2 weeks ago, I made this outlook that the market was going to same setup, that had an impulse, a channel, broke, returned, and in course of my outlook 2 weeks ago, I said we should look at riding this market down to this level, and you see the market took 2 complete weeks, 10 days, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The ninth day, it got to that exact level, produced above. This was the entry down to this level, was 293 pips. So looking at it now, since it has done the retracement, this is the impulse, this is the retracement. So we are not looking at the market returning to the original trend. Uh, eh, one of these days, I will make a video on market structure, specifically on market structure, so that we know we should, if we understand the structure of the market, it will actually help us in knowing when to buy, when to sell, and where to take a profit and all of that. So I will make a video on that, not very soon. So going into the week on Usdchf, what I want to see, market has gotten to the point that I predicted that we are going to have a turnaround. It has done that. So what I want to see going into the week, for me to, since maybe I was too excited, I didn't get a sell here. So what I want to see will be market possibly going below this level, this last higher low, last higher low. I want to see the market go below it and then make a retracement. Then it will be a good entry. So what I'm expecting, just like I I like dropping a sketch. I want to see something like this, an impulse that goes below this level. I want to see something like this. Then a pullback. So if I get a pullback to this level or here, then gives fine encouragement to drive the market lower. So, I want to see the market take out this level here. I want this level here to be taken out before I will decide to go into the sell. So I want this level to be taken out possibly, and then a retracement at that point here becomes any level here is a good point for entry, stop loss above this high here. So that's a nice setup also. So want to keep an eye on that. So guys, just like I've always emphasized, it's not about quantity, it's not about how many, but it's about the quality of the setups. So one of the things that I've learned in course of my journey, my in course of my journey, is that it is not how many. A lot of persons feel that it is by having as many setups as possible. But one of the things I've learned is that it is better to focus on the quality of the setups. So you can have one or two setups in a week, and they will make your week. At the end of the week, you will be happy. So I like concentrating on the setups that are clean, that are very clean quality setups that meets the criteria of what I look for in a trade setup. So when I see these setups, so instead of looking at so many, and I focus on these quality setups during the week, so that if they give me entry, then once I execute without delay. So these are just these are the few setups that I looked at within the week, and their quality. Okay, I think Gbpcad Gbpcad is giving us a setup, is giving us our setup. Gbpcad, see our descent, you see the descending channel after an impulsive move that broke these levels here. So we are expecting a pullback, and the market we are seeing a divergence in our RSI. So what we are looking for is a break. We get a break above this level, a pullback, then we can confidently ride it down to this level. Setups are clean. Don't force them. They just need to be patient and allow them set up. So when it's ready, we want to get that push outside the channel, a pullback. We get an entry that gives us. So guys, these are nice setups. So we want to as they begin to give entry, maybe I will not when they give entry, I'll make a video on how I actually entered the trade. Then on Friday, either very close to when the market will close or when they by Friday, I will also make another video that we are going to review the setups. We're going to review how they performed, if they actually, how many of them played out as we were expecting within a week. So guys, thank you very much for always stopping by. I look forward to seeing you again in my next video.
You're
welcome.
You're welcome.